After Simon Cowell admitted to pulling back from cosmetic treatments, we turn to a very different story, Lindsay Lohan, a star who faced the pressure of transformation far too early in her career. Lindsay rose to fame as a child actress in The Parent Trap and quickly became one of Hollywood's brightest young talents. By the early 2000s, with films like Mean Girls, she wasn't just an actress, she was a cultural phenomenon, celebrated for her natural beauty freckles and youthful charm. But as she entered her 20s, the pressures of fame, relentless paparazzi attention, and Hollywood's obsession with perfection began to take their toll. Unlike older stars who turned to surgery later in life, Lindsay reportedly experimented with cosmetic procedures while still very young. Most notably, she appeared to use lip fillers and facial injections. Lip fillers, often made of hyaluronic acid, plump the lips by adding volume. When applied subtly, they can enhance natural shape. But overuse or poor technique can create swelling asymmetry and a look that feels out of place, especially on someone still so young. Facial fillers, too, can blur natural contours if not balanced carefully. Cher's story showed how cosmetic surgery can preserve stardom with balance. Simon Cowell's journey is a reminder of what happens when those same tools are pushed too far. Known worldwide as the sharp-tongued judge of American Idol and The X Factor, Simon built his image on confidence and authority. But in the 2010s, fans began noticing dramatic changes in his face. His skin looked unnaturally smooth, his cheeks unusually plump, and his once expressive features appeared frozen. Simon has admitted to using non-surgical cosmetic treatments, primarily Botox and dermal fillers. Botox, as explained earlier, paralyzes facial muscles to reduce wrinkles. Fillers restore lost volume, especially around the cheeks and jawline. When done subtly, these treatments can freshen up appearances without anyone noticing. But Simon's case illustrates the risk of overuse. Too much Botox can erase natural movement, while excessive fillers can distort facial proportions, creating an almost plastic look. The backlash was immediate. Viewers, tabloids, and even colleagues commented that he looked unrecognizable. Instead of projecting authority, his new appearance became a distraction. For a man whose career relied on commanding presence, the irony was sharp cosmetic enhancements designed to maintain youth had undermined his credibility. Eventually, Simon admitted that he had gone too far. In later interviews, he revealed that he had scaled back on treatments and even had fillers dissolved, a process where enzymes break down the injected material to restore natural contours. His more recent appearances show a softer, more authentic version of himself. Simon Cowell's transformation is unique because it includes a rare reversal. Unlike others who live with their results, he recognized the damage-adjusted course and turned his story into a cautionary lesson. Sometimes less really is more. While Jocelyn Wildenstein embraced transformation as an art form, Tara Reid's story was far more tragic, a young star whose career was derailed by surgeries gone wrong. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Tara was everywhere. With roles in American Pie and Van Wilder, she was the quintessential blonde starlet, famous for her bubbly personality and girl-next-door looks. But as the Hollywood spotlight grew brighter, so did the pressure to maintain a flawless body image. Seeking quick improvements, Tara reportedly underwent breast augmentation and liposuction. On paper, these procedures sound straightforward. Breast implants enhance size and shape using silicone or saline devices, while liposuction removes unwanted fat through suction tubes. Both surgeries, when performed carefully, can deliver subtle natural results. But Tara's results were anything but subtle. Her implants appeared uneven, and the liposuction left her stomach with visible irregularities and depressions. These flaws became shockingly public after paparazzi photos circulated with Tara herself, admitting in interviews that she was embarrassed by the outcomes. The impact was devastating. Instead of red carpet praise, she faced ridicule and tabloid mockery. Casting directors grew hesitant, and roles that once came easily began to disappear. Tara spoke candidly about her experiences, acknowledging the botched surgeries and how they shattered her confidence. Her story illustrates another harsh truth about cosmetic technology. While it promises perfection, outcomes depend heavily on surgical skill and aftercare. One mistake can be magnified under the unforgiving glare of celebrity culture. Unlike Jocelyn, who embraced her look, or Meg, who remained silent, Tara Reid was forced into the painful position of explaining her choices publicly. Her journey serves as a cautionary tale not about chasing youth, but about the real risks of flawed procedures in an industry obsessed with appearances. Let's begin with one of Hollywood's most heartbreaking transformations, Meg Ryan. Back in the 1980s and 90s, Meg wasn't just a movie star, she was America's sweetheart. Films like When Harry Met Sally and Sleepless in Seattle made her the ultimate symbol of charm, innocence, and natural beauty. Her expressions were warm, her smile effortless, and her face seemed to radiate honesty. To millions of fans, Meg Ryan wasn't simply acting in romantic comedies, she was the very spirit of them. But Hollywood is relentless. By the early 2000s, as Meg reached her 40s, the pressure to maintain a youthful appearance grew impossible to ignore. In an industry where even the smallest wrinkle can cost you leading roles, she turned to cosmetic procedures that promised quick results. Reports suggest a combination of Botox injections and dermal fillers technologies designed to freeze muscles and plump the skin. For context, Botox works by temporarily paralyzing small facial muscles, smoothing out lines. Fillers, on the other hand, inject substances like hyaluronic acid to restore lost volume. Used carefully, these tools can refresh the face without anyone noticing. But overuse or misplacement often has the opposite effect, creating stiffness or swelling that distorts natural features. And that's where Meg's tragedy begins. Her once animated face appeared unnaturally smooth, her cheeks overly filled, and her expressions muted. Fans who had grown up with her vibrant, expressive acting suddenly felt they didn't recognize her anymore. Critics were harsh headlines, cruel. Instead of applause, Meg faced ridicule, and she never publicly addressed the changes. Her silence made the transformation even more haunting. Unlike some stars who turn surgery into part of their identity, Meg seemed to vanish from the spotlight. The woman whose expressions once defined an era of romance was left with a mask that couldn't fully capture emotion. Meg Ryan's story isn't about vanity, it's about how Hollywood's obsession with youth can rob even the brightest stars of their essence. And sadly, she's far from the only one.